everybody. Just want to let you know we're coming at you live and direct. We got another one. This is episode 27 coming at you of the Tommy Williams Show. We've got an extra special guest on here tonight. I'm telling you, friendship is so important. I don't have any friends, but my wife, she got a couple. And you know what? Good friends are hard to find. I'm going to tell you that. Good friends are hard to find. Now, we got married in 1998, and I don't know any of the schmoes who got up in my line because everybody's dispersed and doing their own thing. I got a couple. But you know what? Life goes on. And these girls have connected and they are great. They're great friends. Dads were friends, co-workers and everything like that. Did all kinds of stuff together. You know, God knows what. And I don't even know if I want to know. But I'm going to tell you this. I got two ladies that I really am going to enjoy this evening because my wife's on here tonight. Now, this has been unprecedented. My wife, I'm going to tell you, her name is Renita Williams. Or Nita D, and you know Hughes is actually the maiden name, so it's H Williams. I know she's so proud. She's too proud sometimes, but you know what? That's all right because that's my wife. But I will tell you, we have Dana Smith on tonight. We have she's going to be talking about what she's doing. She has a business. She's very much in the know. She's today's Black woman, and she's a Renaissance girl. You know why? Because you know we have the pandemic that we've been dealing with for oh so long. You know, I lost my mother and I had to rebuild myself and get my strength and gather some sort of semblance of life to carry on. And I figured that all out. And you know what? It's also people like Dana who said, you know what do I do? What am I into? What do I enjoy doing? And she found her niche. And so we're going to find out a little bit more about Dana. Without further ado, we have one guest on tonight, and her name is Dana Smith. And I'm so glad to put the light on her. Everybody give a round of applause for Dana Smith.
Thank you. Woo! Sounds so important. Thank you, Tommy, for having me.
All right. Okay, yes.
And that wonderful introduction, I'll tape that and make sure my husband replays that same line because it was awesome.
Oh man.
Just to give you a quick background, for 30 plus years, I've been involved with health and life insurance. And then the pandemic hit, and I actually lost my dad about a year ago. And in addition to that, my mom has had dementia for 11 years ago. And not that it makes it any easier or harder for those that have siblings, but I'm also the only child. So needless to say, at all times, I'm on call. And I've been on call for 11 years, not to mention I have a husband and a child. So once my dad passed, and I'm sorry to hear about your mom, you lose a part of yourself. And especially when you kind of in your mind have, okay, my mom was sick for quite some time. I'm expecting the call to be about her. And then it's about, you know, my dad and I always tell Renita that used to ride this scooter and his pimped out scooter in Florida. You know, so I'm thinking he's good. You know, what is this call about? So when I got that call, he actually passed due to foul play. So I'm involved in court cases and different things like that. So work became less important, and what became more important was, what do I enjoy in life? I'm always on call for someone else. I rarely do anything for myself. So let's get to the pandemic. Everything shut down. I'm here in Maryland now. We've been here for about 8 years. And I did a few painting classes because that was one of the few things that they did have open. And then I start realizing that everyone in my house started burning candles all day long. You know, candles are extremely expensive. So I said, well, instead of us spending $25 a candle per floor, per room, let me just learn how to make candles. So I went to a candle making class. It was only $5. And I don't know, I just got hooked on it. And as much as I am an extrovert, I'm also an introvert. And I try to explain to people that I'm shy. They don't believe it, but I feel very shy inside. So I'm fine being friendly, but I'm also I'm okay being quiet. And what I found is that when you're making candles, you have to concentrate. There's a lot to it. The wax has to be a certain heat. You have to have a certain heat throw when you put in the scents. Then of course you want to decorate it a certain way. And then I start realizing I was spending maybe 8 or 9 hours a day doing it, and it was that was my time where I didn't have to be on call. Okay.
Mm.
I didn't have to worry about someone calling me about for a problem or a solution or a question or figuring something out. And so I had a friend of mine just try them out. And she said, you should sell them. And I'm not used, I've done marketing as well in the healthcare industry. And I'm used to marketing other things, but never myself. I never want to ask anyone, to get something from me outside of Girl Scout cookies years ago. But I've been doing it. And I just launched it about 2 months ago, and it's been pretty cool. I have when we're done, I have a little display of some of the new things that I'm rolling out. But it's my time, and I enjoy it.
Fantastic. That's what it's all about. It's all about, leaning on what you enjoy. And, it sounds like, it's a lot of people, you don't realize what a joy and what a blessing it is to be able to get in touch with something that with your passion.
Yeah.
People take that for granted.
Yep.
And I've been trying to figure things out for life. I mean, I've always, living in Newark and living up in Jersey and everything like that. I grew up down the shore, and I knew early on that I loved the water, but then I was away from the water and I still swam and everything. But you know what? Water is me. And that's why I wore this hat tonight, because, actually this is my mom's hat.
Oh.
And, this is it's a nice sailor hat, and I'm a sailor.
Yeah.
And I have a sailboat and all like that and everything. But, it's important to get in touch with your passions, and that's exactly what it's all about. And candling, guess what? Candling it could take so many different dimensions. Do you know about the candling in terms of the healthcare? Like people do the candling in the candling in their ears as well?
Yes. I've never tried it. But I have heard about it. And I can see where it's very soothing, and it takes you to another level.
Because it's just warm wax going in. And it forms, and candles are so intriguing. I find them very cool because you drop it on your hand, it forms, it's hot, and then it cools off.
Right.
It's like, it's almost like Elmer's glue. When you're a kid, you peel it off your skin and stuff. It's kind of cool because it's different. And I could see how that candling could go. I don't know about candling because, it could go maybe a little further. It's take a little while to cool off, touch your brain or something, to do, hot wire or something, But, that's some good stuff that you're doing. And so talk more. Tell us more. Nita, you want to ask questions, Nate?
Yeah, I do. And we're talking about passions, and, and I really connect with that. And I think everyone during this pandemic has really connected to something. We all, because we had time, and then we had time to really sit still, be still, kind of really like think who we really are and what drives us, you know what I mean? Without really focusing on being outside, being outdoors, going out, finding somewhere to go. It was really all about you. And I really, really, really can connect to that, Dana.
Good.
I wanted to know, when you started with the candles, I mean, you said you learned from someone else, and then you kind of started just making them in your home.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you do that, I just kind of want to know, like, the technical part of it. I mean, what is the process? Can you take us through the process a little bit?
Sure. So I just happen to have everything set up here.
Okay.
Just real quick.
All right.
There's that type A. There's that type A, Mary Lawn of the Oranges, Dana, coming out.
Yay.
So in the microwave, I already heated the wax, so let me just run on over.
Okay.
And typically, there are two different ways that you could actually heat your wax. Some people like to put their wax in what we call a metal tin, and then they will boil it. They will put it inside a smaller tin just to boil it manually. Because I'm impatient, I prefer the microwave. Okay. So what I do is I pour the hot wax into the colander. Okay. You have to measure your wax to be 180 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I didn't have that ready. Okay. So when it's at 180, what's very important is depending upon the size of your candle. So for this illustration, we're going to use an 8-ounce candle.
Okay.
So for every ounce, you have to multiply that by 8%. I know it's a lot. So let's say it's an 8-ounce candle, 1 times 8%. You multiply that by 30, and that actually equals out to be 19 milliliters. Okay, so we're going to make a peach candle.
Okay.
Already decided. I think you guys like peach. Okay. So you just measure out 30 milliliters.
Oh, yeah. Can you bring it down? We want to see that a little bit working.
Is this
oh,
good?
Wow. Okay.
30 milliliters.
Wow.
And I'm putting it in. And then I am also going to color it. I'm going to make it orange. So you mix your different colors. Some people like liquid coloring. Some others like powder.
Okay.
I don't know. I've been using liquid lately, but it's all your preference. I would say just play around.
Gotcha.
Whatever you have. So I'm mixing yellow and red now because the liquid tends to be more dynamic. Okay.
Mm.
And then what you do is you actually stir this for 2 minutes. In the interest of time, I'm not going to do it that long.
Can we see the bowl? Can we see the bowl a little bit?
Yep.
Bring it down for us. I want to see this. I'm so interested in this. I love candles.
Is that better?
No, I think you need to tilt something down. The laptop, maybe. Yeah. Yes. Okay. There you go. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Is that better? And then I already put the wick in the glass. So essentially what you do is you buy the wick, you get the wick, okay? Take off the sticker, and then you take off the bottom sticker and you put it in, but I already put it there in the interest of time.
Okay.
And then you just pour your candle in. That's more, this is a blood red orange. I don't know, I have to lighten this up a little bit. So
wow.
You just put on your candle holder, and then you can either let it set for 24 hours or you can put it in the refrigerator if you're in a hurry for 3 hours.
Okay.
I prefer to let it stay out overnight because it cracks less. Now, in the event,
put your camera down so we can see you a little bit. Now we need to see your face. Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nice. Wow. Okay.
And then one other thing I'd like to add is at times when you do have your candle set, it may set this way. This is what we call craters. Okay, so it won't set even. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you do is, I have a heat gun.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Got all the tools.
You just,
and it levels it off.
Okay.
Takes away the craters. Yeah, it takes away the craters because the craters form on top.
Craters, you may have to do it a few times. Right. So what happens is it just means that the wax did not settle evenly. So you just keep heating it until it gets even. But it's just a quick fix. And you may have to. It's really your preference on how many how even you want it to be. You know,
Okay.
I'll do it to exhaustion. And voila, there's your candle.
Wow, very interesting. Now, Dana, tell us the different types of the scents that you have in your collection.
Sure.
That, okay, we're interested in knowing what, because I know I did order something for my little sister for her birthday. So she'll be getting something soon.
So can you see the display?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Great. So this is my Father's Day special.
Okay, bring it down a little bit more. So we need, okay, there we go. There you go. That's
so
it.
This is one of the 2 Father's Day specials. This is the Father's Day special that I did send to your brother-in-law. And the scent is Drifter. So it's a masculine scent with a woody type of
that's nice.
scent to it. Okay.
Wow.
So that's to him, and I fill it up with all kind of fluffy things with a handwritten note and my card. And then also I did coffee mugs for Dad. Nice. So this is actually a coffee scent candle.
And it's cool because it's a gift that keeps on giving. I see you have them in some very nice mugs.
Thank you. Thank you. And
so I mean, you could just continue drinking at them, and nice, empty, full. The fuel gauge, I like that.
Exactly, like that. And even with this, you can put potpourri in it. You know,
that'll be
good for money. Anything you want, you know, you don't need to toss it away. I also just created my new line, my summer line. It's the
Citronelle.
Cherry Citronella.
Citronelle, nice.
We need that. We need that.
And, you know, we all know that citronella can be a little rough on the nose. So I threw a little bit of vanilla and cranberry in it. Okay, so that's that one. This is my favorite. It's Eucalyptic Love. So I suffer from allergies, and it's just a nice clean scent, especially if you have a dog. We have an American Bully. So it tends to get that if you have a little dog smell in the house, you know, it can knock it out a bit. This is also Sage Pineapple. Okay. This is what I call a caramel cutie. So it's just a mini candle, 4 ounces. Smells just like caramel candy. I did send this to Sade as well.
Okay.
Great. And then Caribbean Breeze. Okay.
Nice.
This is Cucumber Melon. This is Just Peachy. This is one of my candy lines, Lemonhead, the bomb. Without the calories.
Yes.
Okay. And these 2 candles, now the ones I put Cucumber Melon in this one and Eucalyptic, but I can put, you know, I can do anything. You just tell me, hey, Dana, I want a green ceramic candle with such and such scent in it, and I can put that in there. So there's no certain scent for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
And I use all soy products. So it's soy wax, and I use essential oils. And essentially that's it. It's really that
very nice. I love it. I love it. I love it. You may have to actually do some demos and start some classes of your own.
I was thinking about that. I mean, just to have fun.
I think that's a great idea.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Just to have, you know, candle making. I mean, I've seen it like right here in this area. I mean, like pop-up candle making shops.
Really? And, you that's a great idea.
And people will have like parties, like a paint party. It's the same concept.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially because of how you said you got started and things, and you said it's calming. You know, a lot of people right now, pandemic, and trying to figure out some new sense of balance and normalcy. They need to get some sort of calming and a place of restart. You know, and calibrate their minds and everything like that. It seems like a real relaxing type of pastime, and it's lucrative, I bet, as well. So that sounds great. You definitely have a wide variety of things. I already thought of some great gifts for people. You know, candles, there we go. Because
Yes.
you definitely want some good aromas around and
Yeah.
some good, we're about positive vibes on our channel. I think that's something that's good for us to incorporate, Nita, moving forward. I think we need to get into it. And now we have a candle hookup. So we need to go ahead.
All right.
Great.
Let's
And
make
Tommy,
it
Great.
happen.
if I could just add to what you said, Tommy, in terms of calming effect. I mean, I've had high blood pressure since, I don't know, I might have been 25. So I would walk in, with numbers 200 over 170, the whole staff is like, oh my God, are you okay? I'm like, this is how I roll. Are you okay? This is normal. Right, like, why don't need to call the
Jersey,
ambulance. I gotta go to work.
I'm fine. Are you all right?
I am fine. Are you okay?
I like that.
It's interesting because when I started doing this, I mean, on first try, I'm at 120 over 79. I mean, way down. And my doctor asked me, said, what are you doing different? And, of course, I can't think of anything. And I'm like, making candles. And he said, don't stop. Because that literally is the only thing that I'm doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I am in complete downtime. I'm not reading contracts. I'm not writing contracts. I'm not hiring people. I'm not firing people. I'm not observing people. I'm not waiting for people to call me and say, you need to run to the hospital. It is my time. So.
Very nice.
Wow. And how can we get in contact? How can people get in contact with you to order candles, to get in contact with you, to go to your sites, to see what you have available? How can anyone reach you, Dana? I
can be reached 3 different ways. I can be reached directly at area code 240-355-5830, or you can send me an email at dsmith8329@yahoo.com, or also you can go directly to my website and send a note at www.dscandlecollection.com. Okay.
Well, there you have it, everyone. Dana Smith, the candle making extraordinaire, on the rise.
Right.
My friend for life, and I love her forever. She's
from the peppermint to the candle making.
Day one. So it's great talking with you. Great to see you. This is only the beginning again, and this has just been fantastic. And congratulations on this new venture in your
Thank you so much. I appreciate the both of you for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dana.
All righty. Talk to you soon.
See you later.
Stay safe.
Love you. Yes, you too.
Thank you. It was so fantastic having my wife on with her friend Dana, friend of ours actually, and I look forward to meeting her husband as well. They sounds like they're really into some good stuff. What a way to develop chi in a time that's so important for people to be grounded and be in tune with where they are and the blessings of life. I mean, candles are so warm. When you think of a soothing night, from a storybook, even from childhood, you think of nestling up and relaxing, movie or music, candles always involved, and also a warm light instead of electricity. Electricity could be so intrusive, bright, obnoxious, bold. One thing about candles, you want to make sure you're careful with candles. And along with it, and what I liked about her display of candles was the carrying, or the cradles for the candles. So you had very, very nice, safe dishes that the candles were displayed in. And as they burn, naturally become even safer, because the outside becomes more prominent and the candles go lower. So big ups to Dana Smith, and big ups to the channel. I just want to say thank you very much to Lux Media all the time for providing this platform for me, and now my wife coming on here. Next week, I'm going to look forward to actually interviewing my wife. My wife, actually, she's a business owner as well. She's into business and she has something cooking all of the time. Let me tell you something about my wife. She is stupendous. Not only is she a great cook, on my channel you could find us at Tommy Williams on YouTube. You could find her um, cooking and as you say, burning, up in the kitchen and making all kinds of meals. She has cooking demos that she does continuously on that platform. As well, we talk about the 343, which is this cleanse that me and the Tommy Cats, which is my following group, do. So we do the 343 cleanse, which is for 3 months. We meet on the fourth day of the month. We initiate our cleanse, and for 3 days we eat nothing but fruits and vegetables, and we start off with the It Works cleanse. You can get that, folks, and I'm going to let you know. This is kind of a preempt for my wife's interview at www.miamiglowskin.com. Super fantastic product. I would encourage you to get it now versus waiting around, because we're going to actually talk about that and more. And she'll probably say, Tommy, why are you letting the cat out of the bag? But you know what? I'm just so into it because I've actually lost about 60 pounds, took it off naturally, healthy. And my wife's going to talk to you about so many other products that she deals with. And I'm just so happy and proud and impressed because Dana came on here and she's talking about her business. And I know my wife is very talented and my wife is very committed to what she does as well. So next week, everybody. So you got to hold that in your vest. Thank you so much for coming on and looking at the Tommy Williams Show, episode number 27. So comfortable inviting to come in here and speak with you all. I couldn't wait to come back. I hope you enjoyed this past show this week. But we do look forward to actually closing out these podcasts. Hopefully we will reemerge and kick it back into gear. But in the meanwhile, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us these weeks, in and out and in and out, as we move on through this pandemic. Our first episode was so it was rather difficult, but it was nice, and it was the start of something really big. And I hope that you all see what's happened and what's transpired over these many months. This platform has been great. It's been a tool to have so many people come on and share how they're dealing with the pandemic. All right, folks. Wow. Well, wasn't that interesting with Dana Smith?
Yes.
Very, very super exciting. We had candle making going on. We had an entrepreneur, and now everybody, I want to bring out a new guest actually to wrap things up. And with this pandemic, we have so many things going on, and one thing that we've talked about throughout the podcast is music and how music makes you feel. We've had musicians come on. We've had percussionists. We've had saxophone players. We had pianists. But now we're turning a page, folks. We have a singer, songwriter extraordinaire, Clara LaFaro. She's coming out of New York, and she's here with us this evening. Everybody give her a big round of applause for Clara, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Clara.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here.
Oh, yeah, it's nice to see you as well. Yeah. Any friend of Danny's is a friend of mine. Danny's done so many things with us. What is it? Now you're in the city. What borough?
I'm in Williamsburg, Brooklyn.
Okay, you're in Brooklyn. Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So now, how are things in Brooklyn now, and what's going on with the pandemic, and how things are moving forward? Let's just talk about what's really going on.
It's actually so refreshing, so amazing. Everything is back to life, and I have to say, I went to see my first live show outside last week, and first time in a long time. It was Pride here, and the streets were on fire. And one of the great things I think the pandemic did in Brooklyn is it took everything outside. So all the venues, all the restaurants, everything are like taking over the streets. They've blocked off a lot of the streets. Like every day they block off some of the streets so that you can walk through the streets and you don't, people have more space. And it just it felt like such a big celebration.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of vaccinations that have a good percentage that have happened here. So it's like everybody feels freer, and it's just it's a really good feeling, especially with spring and summer coming. I have my family, my husband and my toddler. We're both musicians, and we lost all of our gigs last year and everything, and we had to actually go to Canada where my family is and stay with them for a while. And it was winter and everything was shut down. Everything was closed. You couldn't anything besides get groceries, if that. Sometimes that was even like limited. So to come back here and see how much progress has been made and with the vaccinations and everything reopening, it's just like, it's like back to life, so it feels good. Yeah.
So you said, you mentioned your husband, he's a musician as well. What does he do?
Yeah, he's amazing. He's a multi-instrumentalist. He's a bassist and he's a producer. He goes under the artist name Mouth Party. And you can find him on Spotify. But he's a really talented, humble guy.
Fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic. How cool is that? Right?
Yeah. Great.
So now,
you were just talking wonderful things about your wife, and it was nice to hear that, because it sounds like you can both be creative together too. So that's
absolutely good. We've been married 22 years, just coming on 22 years, right, Nate? Coming on 22 years. She's right here. She's flanking me right now. She's off the side right there, and it's nice. We're very supportive of one another. I'm going to actually be interviewing her next week. She's quite entrepreneurial, and it's nice also with the energy. With what you're doing now, how have things changed through the pandemic? How did it move? Like pandemic came. For your performing, I would imagine you were performing quite a bit.
Yeah.
And did that shift with the pandemic?
Yes, it shifted a lot for many reasons. One, obviously, live music stopped, and we make a large percentage of our income that way. And then also when you're releasing music, like over the past year, it's been hard to release music and get much traction, because it's hard to promote it when everything is overly saturated online. So, and that's the only way people can see you or hear you. Like you can't also invite them to shows and other stuff. So it just felt very difficult to promote anything new, or, we did do some like Zoom or online shows, like Instagram shows, Facebook Live, Zoom, but it felt good. It was still really fun to connect with people that way.
Surprisingly, a lot of the technology, it's not too bad. It's not too shabby. You get your glitches and stuff like that, but you can really, work through the audio and make it still be quite entertaining for the people.
Yeah. And so it was entertaining, but the income just went away basically too.
Yeah.
So we had I think I had 4 gigs last year when I started out with like 50, and now we have 60 already this year. So like everything 60. Like they got postponed kind of, or canceled, but a lot got postponed. So now we've got tons of gigs, and that's, and
you know what, what happens now as well? It's like, it's time for the underdog, and we're all underdogs right now. We're all on top. Everybody's at bottom. Everybody's like trying to make it. There's no champion, because nobody was just like, I'm not feeling what's going on. It didn't bother me. It didn't affect me. No, everybody was affected. So there's a somewhat of a empathetic outreach towards everybody. Everybody gets the pass. Everybody gets a pass.
Yeah.
I'm trying, things are coming together. Well, I'm going to support you because I know that it's been a rough year. That's the overall statement, whether you're here across the pond, wherever you are in the world, everybody gets a pass. And that's nice, Clara, that you know that you're able to still move forward with your passion, and
Yeah.
you know, most importantly, it's great that you're still ambitious and that you still have that drive, because this could have been a real catastrophe for many, and it has been a catastrophe, whether or not you've lost people in your life, or whether or not, you know, you've lost the will to just get out there and still fight and say, you know what, I'm just burnt out, I just need a moment. Because you know what, as you regroup and recover, that's when the wave is going to come through, and those re-emerging people, those
Yeah.
handlers like Dana, you know, that's when she's getting the gumpture to say, you know what, I've taken hold of this during the pandemic, and I've got the drive, and now I'm moving forward. So it's good that you haven't lost that stride. And how about creativity during this whole pandemic? Did you find yourself to be your creative juice coming into play?
Actually, that was hard. I think what it did for me, and what I'm finding, even Dana, that was really inspiring. It seemed like it, because her work stopped, her stress dissipated, and her blood pressure, and because she went to something that was true to her, that she, there was passion, also it's therapeutic, essential oils and all that stuff. And I think that that's what happened to me. All the extra that was in my life, and the extra that I was doing that I didn't need, or that I didn't enjoy very much, or that was like stressing me out too much, I started to refocus. It was harder to be creative, mostly. Well, okay, musically it was harder to be creative because I didn't have the same outlets, but also because I had my toddler. She started. We all caught it actually right at the beginning, because we were traveling, and she was 4 months. So it was like it was scary, but we got through it. But you couldn't get any childcare, and I was full time with her, plus my vocal coaching and stuff from home and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I just didn't have any time to myself really to do a lot of writing. I did some, but not nearly as much as I did before. So that's that. But you know what? I was creative with her, and she is like already singing and talking and all that stuff, because she got that time with mommy, and she, you know, got that hands-on interaction. So that's really special. I wouldn't take that back for anything.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sure. And so now things have picked up. You find that venues and things, you're doing more going. Is everything open back up in the city?
Pretty much. Open, right? Yeah, there's some limitation on capacity and stuff.
So now you and your husband, did you get the vaccines, or how do you feel about that?
Yeah, we're fully vaccinated.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I applaud you. That's great. You know, everybody has their stance. You know, we have a lot of discussion in the chat and on the podcast, and also YouTube and stuff regarding the choices that we can make for ourselves. But I think that that's super. Now you have a toddler, you said. Yeah. And so how things been now? How old toddler? So that's
she's a year and a half.
She's a year and a half. Oh man. So now you're able to get outside, move about city a little bit.
Yeah. So fun.
Yeah. Wow. But it's crazy. And you know what? She a matter of fact, this might be something, you know, because it's historical now.
Yeah.
You know, so she didn't suffer, because there's a lot of kids that have suffered academically. Right. You know.
Right.
Social promotion has been running rampant. Just, you know, move them along. You know, you know, we're not doing the SATs this year. You know, those elementary tests that normally are mandated, we're going to waive them for this year, or whatever have you. That's really just impinging, impeding. I'm sorry, the kids' progress. It's giving them false representation on where they are. You know, there's no barometer. It used to be testing. How do you score? Now it's like if you miss 6 months of the year, or you can chalk it up to, you know, well, learning was different. Well, we're gonna lower the expectation then for this test. But who pays the price later on? The kids do. You know, the kids out also in that socialization piece, for that 6 months out of the year, or that year, that they could have been communicating and having that conversation. Those students getting ready to go off to college, they didn't have that interaction with college and that competitiveness to say, let me get out there, let me put my applications. I'm waiting. Oh my gosh, I got accepted too. Now it's just a matter of, you're losing.
Right.
So there so many things that have transpired that have sacrificed, the nation and the globe.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know that you have thrived and that you're back on track. So now, how do we get a chance to hear you and stuff like that? I want we want you to be a friend of the channel and the page and everything like that. So
thanks. So you can go to my Instagram. It's Clara Lofaro, Lofaro. Same thing with Facebook, Clara Lofaro Music. I've got a website too. And on Spotify, Clara Lofaro, you can hear a lot of my music on Spotify.
Fantastic platforms as well. That's super.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely be checking you out. Now I'd like to also, at some point, I'm going to have you. I hope to have you come on my YouTube. Now you said you write and things. Do you do any? Now, what's basically your background? I mean, in terms of do you have a full band behind you when you perform, or do you do music that's synthesized and through electronics, or what is it?
I do have a full band, but it depends on the gig. Like we're doing one this Friday that's just me on keys, my Uri on guitar, and a percussionist, and they sing backup for me. And then on Saturday, I have a 7-piece band. So it just depends on the. But I usually either sing front or play keys and sing. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic. Well, we're definitely, check you out and stuff. I'm glad you got a chance to cruise by the channel, and get a chance. We covered quite a bit. The pandemic was most important. It's good to share and see, like, we're coming out of the tunnel, and everybody's seeing the light now, and it's nice to hear stories of people recovering and moving on and having some semblance of how things were and should be, and life. Especially
this song.
What's your you have a daughter? You mentioned a daughter, right?
Yeah, Lila.
Okay, Lila. Okay, fantastic. So it's nice. It's very nice, Danny. So we're gonna have further conversations. I know he follows you. I'm gonna make sure I follow you as well. See how you're doing and support you with the music and all like that. What's your husband's name?
Uri. Uri. He's from Israel. Uri.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, you did mention that earlier, so we'll make sure I'll get some information to the producers as well, so we can have your husband's information, your information in, so we can make sure we support you.
Cool.
I'm sorry, what you were going to say before?
No, I was going to say you wanted in light of the pandemic, you asked me if I wrote anything, and there's this song called Nomad. And I could just sing a little bitty for you if you want.
Gosh, I didn't know. Yes. Oh, this is great. I didn't know. I was like, because I don't want to be too pushy, but of course.
Hey, you're in the chair. You could ask for anything you want. You're interviewing.
So. This is super. All right, Clara. Appreciate it.
Okay. For some reason, okay. So I'll just sing you a little bit here because I think it's suiting. Pain and stories with marble and gold, buildings and thrones over buried bones. There's a chair on this mountain ridge where I lay my head down soon. Can't live for anyone else, but I won't keep it all to myself. No, I won't keep it all to myself. No, I won't keep it all to myself. A beautiful thing that's deep within us won't get close if I'm resisting. Won't get close if I'm resisting. Won't get close if I'm resisting. As the earth is spinning and the weather's changing, how can we stay the same if I can't hear the storm coming? don't mean it's not raining. Through the pleasure and pain, nomad.
That's fantastic. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super fantastic. And I can tell you have a stage presence as well. You know, you've been doing this for a long time.
Oh, thanks.
I can see it. You know, that's fantastic. Super.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Now that song right there, that actually talk about that. You know, how did you, what thoughts came to mind when you had written those words for that song?
It was about, you know, first of all, I connect with nature. The word, like the actual fact, like the lyrics are, as the earth is spinning and the weather's changing, you know, global warming, all this stuff is happening.
Yeah,
how can we stay this? How can we not be affected by nature and what's naturally happening around us? We've got to move with it. We've got to change. We've got to evolve. And through the pleasure and pain, I'm searching for that. I'm a nomad. You know, I'm trying to find my way through it and my way to learn, like understand what's being taught to me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I also like a call out for everybody and what we're all going through. You know, everything is never totally steady. You know, and yes, it's been really rocky recently. But what is there to learn from it, and how can we grow? And what is rumbling through us? You know, and how can we grow and heal too? Heal the planet, heal each other. That's really what that song is about.
It's very good, and it's very introspective. Like it makes a person think. You know, like for yourself. You know, where have you been? Where are you going? It just gives a checkpoint, and super song. Right. I love the words.
Thank you. Thanks.
Great voice.
It's appropriate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Clara LaFaro, thank you so much for coming on the show. Certainly do appreciate you. Look forward to speaking with you real soon and having you come on other platforms. But you're definitely a friend of the show. I wish you and your family all the best, and we certainly will be following you and seeing big things that you have coming up.
So much, guys. I appreciate it.
Welcome. You take care. God bless you. Okay.
Take care. Bye.
Clara LaFaro was just with us just now. We also had Dana Smith on earlier doing candles, and Dana was an entrepreneur, or is an entrepreneur doing big things. We have her links up in here as well. So folks, please support Dana Smith and all that she does. She's very supported by her husband, great people. My wife was on earlier. We had duly handled things. And I'll tell you something, in retrospect, looking back on the whole months and months of productions and all these episodes, I say, geez, I think I struck gold towards the end by having my wife come on. You know, what a great co-host. But I do look forward to having my wife come on in the future. Next episode, actually, it will be my wife and me on here, and we will be discussing different things, and look forward to having her on. Also, I just want to cite again Clara LaFaro, who was on just now. She put a great piece together. It was definitely something to leave us thinking and leave us with some great futuristic vision and seeing that things are going to be all right. They're all right now. Folks, you have an option to get vaccinated or not. Looks like studies show most of the planet is going ahead and leaning towards science and taking the high road, the road of what's being studied and what's being proven. And it looks like we're on our way, heading in the right direction. I'd like to thank you all for coming on. This is episode, again, 27. Great having you here, and you all have a wonderful week. God bless you all. Stay safe and stay masked up, folks, because it's not over, but we're doing it. Doing big things, folks. You take care. God bless. Bye. Tommy Williams Show.
Now, glutathione is a big word, but it's the body's own master antioxidant. So it's a scavenger for free radicals, for bacteria, and what's relevant now, viruses. This is new to the marketplace. There's no other product on the market that has the ingredient NACET.
And basically NACET increases the production of that glutathione that is in our body already to strengthen and enhance our immune system and keep it strong. Elevated sense of well-being. Supports muscle strength and endurance. Cognitive function. Powerful liver support. Energy. Helps blood sugar regulation. Superior bioavailability of key ingredients.
One of your best defenses against COVID is a strong immune system. Taking GSH Plus as a daily supplement does all that. And now we have the product out on the marketplace.